All right, we're gonna do this. Got some editing to do. Got some writing to do. Breakdancing probably. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? I do know that I'm not feeling well. Tired. Or maybe Mr. Frank got me sick. He kept blowing his nose all weekend. Probably caught something. Some kind of social disease. Speaking of social diseases, Keith in the house. I don't mean you're a social disease. I just in general. What's going on, Keith? Not feeling all that great today. Feeling a little run down and tired. I feel like I'm on the precipice of being sick. You know, you just know it's coming. You can take some meds. I took some pills, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Very close person needs some. That's exactly the problem. I mean, literally, all of them were shady. At a house full of shady people. You're sick. Thanks, Peter Marsh. Exactly. I think it was Frank. Frank had blown his nose. I don't think I'm sick. I think I'm fighting it. I mean, like my physical prowess, my constitution is very strong. Or I'm just freaking just tired. Like you get those. We'd always get the con crud after you know 3 days, 4 days somewhere, and then the next 3 or 4 days you feel like crap. That's where I am right now. I was really close to just being like, yeah, guys, I'm not gonna be on, but yeah, I'm early. I'm early, Hostel. Ergo, you're early. So I got to finish a short story today. There he is, the guy who I think got me sick, blown his nose all weekend, and then I took all of the snot rags and I slept with him last night. That probably didn't help. Frank, did you and your daughter go see that movie when you got home the other day? Everybody kept saying, "Where the hell's Frank on Monday?" P.S. Lisa says we all had lunch at Necronomicon, so she has met you. Oh, okay. Again, we're talking 20 years ago or so. That was who I made love to in the bathroom. I always just assumed it was you, Keith. Maybe it was Lisa. You're sick. I'm not sick. I'm not. I'm feeling run down. I think is more. I don't think it's a sickness. I don't think I'm down with the sickness. I just think I'm feeling run down, and I probably just need to take a nap. So Spider-Man, very nice. I hope you and your daughter enjoyed that. 20 plus years ago, yeah. If it was me, you'd know it. Clearly, I'd still be hurting. There's Charlie. The animals where I was blowing my nose all the time. Oh, the cat dander. Charlie says, Keith, that was a great story on Substack. And by animals, I mean Tom and Pete. Oh, that makes even more sense. So I'm gonna say something now, but I legitimately do not want anybody to say who it is. Okay, you guys got to promise me, not even joking around, because I have a career to protect here. Yeah, I don't want you to. So we talked about a publisher that shall remain nameless. Not even joking around. Yeah, I don't want it getting out there because I don't want to start anything. A publisher who has one of my books, I sent it to them June 1st. They normally take 2 weeks to publish my book. It's been 2 months. We were talking about it on Monday. And then I sent him another message. I'm like, what's going on? And literally, this is what they said. Sorry for the delay and missed your last email. The edits are attached. I did get the edits now, finally, 2 months. Here's the problem I have a problem with. The delay is with the cover artist. I used a guy who definitely doesn't use AI as requested. The downside, he is really slow. Hopefully not too much longer. Here's my issue with that. Number one, I saw that a bunch of their covers was coming out were AI covers. People took umbrage with that. I was umbraged. And so I said to them when I sent them the thing and everything, I said, here's an idea for the cover. Here's my blurb. And please do not use AI at all with this book. And then I sent it to them, and normally they don't, within 2 weeks, I get the edits back. Now, going through the edits so far, and I'm going to go through the rest of them today, there's not a lot. It's a couple of typos, a couple of lines here or there. Well, maybe you should write it this way. That's like I've gone through like 4 chapters already of this, and I think there's like 3 little nitpicks. So not a big deal. I usually approve all of them. I'll read through them. Not a big deal. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're like, well, because you're not using AI, we're just going to put you on the back burner here. And I don't like that. I also don't like, apparently there's a whole big thing with the HWA with another misstep again, as per the usual with those fellas over there, girls and boys, about one of their trustees, one of their important people, somebody in the clique, basically posting in their newsletter about how I didn't read it. I don't get their newsletter. I haven't been part of HWA in 10 years. And I would never go back to them because they always screw everything up and they're always just behind. Basically, I guess she had posted, and I know who it is. I know her. I've met her. She's a lovely woman. Basically, how great AI is, and she's doing an AI business thing, and she's trying to sell you on doing AI, letting her help you use AI to do your writing. A professional organization that should be firmly against AI. So I'm like, once again, dumb. Michael Schotter in the house. Must be the week for feeling like crap, recovering from an eye sinus infection myself. Urgent care was involved. It was unpleasant. Yeah, that does not sound good. Tom says, I don't know what anyone. I don't either. I was kind of on the fence, and then when I was at the last World Horror, me and Jay Wilburn, we went to the Stoker Awards. Not like sit in the audience paid, but just like you can hang out in the back kind of thing. And then they announced Stoker Con, and we're going to do this on our own. And I said, well, my whatever it was, $69 a year, whatever, I am not giving them my money so they can throw themselves a convention and a pat on the back award ceremony. No, thank you. So I was out. I did not renew at that point. Trey says, me either. Back when I wanted to join HWA, I didn't meet the requirements. Now anyone can join. I don't see a reason for it. They don't offer anything. They're not offering you anything. You can't just do on your own. The other end, we got in hot and heavy. I mean, boom, conversations 6 minutes of, you know what I'm saying? Keith says, my company was just forced to block Claude AI per U.S. government until they are pushing all companies who handle government contracts to do so. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, there's that 1% is making a ton of money off of this, and now the dumb little people are trying to. Oh, we're gonna also make money off this. No, you're not. All you're doing is, I mean, basically, and it was crazy on the Facebook HWA Facebook group, which I'm still a part of, that people were defending her. And I'm like, how can you be a serious writer and defend somebody saying, hey, I can teach you how to use AI to write your books and stuff? Charlie says, I feel like self-publishing and social media has made organizations like HWA and SFWA irrelevant. You know, they help in theory. They help because of the networking. They help because if you're looking for, say, you're looking for an editor, or you're looking for a formatter, or you're looking for writing part, any of those things, there's people there that will help you do that. There's the mentor program, which don't even get me started on the HW mentor program, which I was part of starting, and I got thrown out by the idiot who took over, and basically me and two other people who had started it, they basically bumped us for their little clique there. But anyway, I still hold a grudge. I hold a grudge for a lot of things. Yeah, I don't think there's so much, especially then. There's nothing they offer. There's nothing they offer unless you're a brand new author and you don't know what you're doing. Haas says, I use AI to write. I let it write a chapter, and it's so bad I rewrite the whole thing myself. Very motivating. Don't even. Please don't even. Hopefully you're joking. Please don't even do that. Tom says, the only reason the government is pushing to stop using Claude specifically is because the company refused to allow the military to use their AI without restrictions. Frank says he missed this drama because there was no drama this weekend at all. With all the cries. It was great having Pete Marsh here, who hasn't heard all of these stories. And at one point, he was just naming authors, and we were just telling stories. Troy says, I've heard Candace Nola say good things about the mentor program. Apparently, they helped her a lot when she was starting. It's a great program. I'm actually part of for Sisters in Crime. I mentored somebody last year, and I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again now. I'm part of that. But the HWA thing just it gets me mad because I was one of the people who jumped in when they asked if anybody was interested, and I jumped in with three other people, and the four of us were going to do it. We were having weekly meetings and blah blah blah, and then one person, I don't even know if they're still involved, probably, they more or less stopped messaging. And then the next, I sent a letter to somebody, and I was like, hey, this guy's not answering my emails or anything. And apparently the other two people, and then they were like, yeah, he took it over, and he basically got three of his buddies to are doing it now. We're looking into it. And then nobody ever got back to me because they have no power, and they're just awful people. And I know somebody, and some of us who have been to my house know somebody who is on their board, even though that person has only written like 3 short stories in their entire, career, but they are somebody who loves the HWA, on and on. I got into an argument with her about it. I'm like, yeah, because you're part of the clique. You don't see that it does nothing for the rest of everybody else. Speaking of drama is right, though, Nick. Honestly, a lot of orgs and resources become redundant or irrelevant once you're published because then you have your own resources locked in. It's always nice to get, like, for Florida Writers Association, the FWA, I didn't renew this year, finally, but I was in that for about 10 years. And there was actually a lot of good resources I got from it. But then again, it got to the point where we're not adding anything new. So there's stuff in there that is really no longer relevant. Tom says that was hilarious. He should have kept naming authors. Yeah, he couldn't think of any other authors. He was naming everybody. Haas says I hate AI generated crap, which is the right way. Keith says I can use CUP using AI because it is so complimenting. These authors will never generate the thick skin that is required to thrive in this business. And that's also part of the problem. If you want to be a real writer, you have to understand that you're going to get rejected a lot of the time, and your stuff is going to be seen as crap by a lot of people, and that's part of what makes you a better writer. I got to tell you about my flight delay out of Jacksonville. Nick said he got you in trouble. A amazing board member. Chad in the house. Yes, we are talking, but we're done with that now. We were talking about my edits. I got my edits back by that company that shall remain nameless. And then I got, and that's seriously, do not name them. Watching this with my glasses, that's what you look like. Tom, old man Tom got glasses. Like a 4 eyes. That always bothered me as a kid when I got glasses. I was in 2nd grade. And then some girl called me 4 eyes. And then what was my comeback? 4 eyes are better than 2. Very hurtful. People are just so hurtful. I learned that to be a good writer, you need a strange combination of ego and humility. Yeah. Frank said Nick didn't get me in trouble. Oh, Nick said he got you in trouble. You got in trouble because you had that armadillo in your pants. Just Spinal Tap reference, people. Hey, Mike Lee, so you're working on another world. Those are air quotes. Warm in here. 86 degrees out, mostly cloudy. I think it's supposed to rain. Haas says this is why I'm not a good writer. You should have hit her with, I had to get 2 more eyes so I could see how fat your mom is. Whoa. I was like 7 years old. We just used the F word a lot back then because, Jersey Italian. I should have throat punched her. I should have one punched her is what I should have done. We all know about what? Hold on. My Walmart pills were canceled. Son of a bitch. And my Rebelsis, too. I need that. McLean says, hey, Lorraine, yes, a little over half done as of MondoCon. Chad says, Charlie, got your email. Forgive me for my delayed response. I'll get back to you soon. The ice pack got me surveilled. That's what Nick said. Nick said the ice pack he gave you. They did a strip search. Lorraine said, I didn't hear the F word until I was around 17. Wow. That's probably the first word I heard in the when I was born. Yeah, one punch. I don't get the that's a lot of work. Even the pills are going to be a lot of work. No, Rebelsis. And then if I didn't take those guys, I'd probably even be fatter. We were raised by a cult, Lorraine. Yeah, you know what? It does seem like Lorraine had a different childhood than the rest of us. I should be finished with Chuck Will's Widow by the end of next week. It's with my primary beta reader. Nice. I got to send out this King of the Mountain to my beta readers this week. I should have already done it. My wife's supposed to start it. So hopefully I'll have it done. I need it in by the end of the month. That's the deadline, is the 31st. I mean, look at these edits. Like, the line is, who eats pizza with a fork and knife? And they changed it to, who eats pizza with a knife and fork? All right. That's fine. When it says, oh, Chad, not a cult, just a Royal Bible Belt Southern community. For instance, the plane got delayed an hour because some jabroni got his hat sucked up into the AC system, and the plane got hot as hell, or at least as hot as Jacksonville. Wow. Tries on doing final edits on a Cosmic Horror short story for Flame Tree Press and inked later this month. So you're doing I know exactly which ones you're doing. I already sent mine in for inked, and I probably will end up doing the Flame Tree one. I sent my Corbin thriller to an agent this morning. Fingers crossed she likes Margin of Ruin. You should send it to about 100 agents. Deplane and reboard. Thanks, Nick. Pizza bar. Yeah, but you know what? Shelly will make the pizzas. And she does that very good. She does that very good. Is there some kind of grammar rule where knife comes before fork that I'm on? I know. But you know what it is? It's the editor needs to find something to justify her job. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I always said fork and knife. I guess they're saying knife and fork. Whatever. They're also in the UK, so who knows? You gotta wait all the way till you got home to eat your other half. Oh, pizza bar does sound great. Again, if Frank says, hey, we should have a pizza bar next year, then Shelley will say, well, pizza bar. What? Change for consistency, mostly spelt John, Jon, throughout. So I guess I changed JON to JOHN. But she's like, no, we're going to change that. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Keith said I sent new stories with an even sub for the zombie one, even though a zombie story was the last thing I wanted to write. Where is Jacksonville hot on the Scoville scale? Like 100 million billion. Charlie's skipping the zombie one. I probably will too. Again, Nick had zero culpability in the fiasco. Sure. Usually listings alphabetically. That's why it's fork and knife. I don't know if that's really a thing. Jacksonville is a habanero. St. Augustine is pepper X with boiling cap something extract port. I can't read. So I got the I got the little Blair Witch Project thing when you said, Frank, you said pizza bar? Exclamation point. But it changed it to a capital P for pizza, or you had a lowercase p, one of those. Frank said it, so now we're having a pizza bar. Yep. I think a pizza bar would be delicious. I don't know how we would do it, but I would love it for it to not be so damn hot one year that we can go back and do the hibachi again. Wild Boar Bar. Strive everyone to CC's Pizza Bar accomplished. Yeah, that's not good pizza. We don't even have CC's anymore. The closest one is south of Daytona Beach. It's like an hour and a half away. Pizza bar. Yeah, we're not doing a road trip. Keith, you're crazy. We're not doing a road trip to go to CC's. What's the problem? What's the problem here? So this is the comment. John J-O-N wasn't interested in acting like he was interested. That's the line. They were saying reword it because it uses interested twice. How about John didn't care about acting like he was interested? Yeah, whatever. Blue Moon Pizza is pretty good, but you know what? We're not doing any of that. No, macaroni and cheese on your pizza doesn't belong on your pizza. I did. I used it twice on purpose, but you know, we're just gonna change it. I don't care. Oh, Michael Lee. Again, we're trying to come up with, because I've just gone through. Oh, there's one. The next four chapters have no edits or anything. So and then they're all just minor. Yeah, like that one makes sense. I should have never agreed to it, all of us. And she's like, I should have never. None of us should have is better. I'll agree with that one. So it looks like I got one more coming up. Got one more comment. So Keith, did you say bastardo or bastard? Because it came up with Blair Witch and then bastard. Yeah, you can keep your jog, Miley. Has nothing to do with my story. Again, you typed it again, so it comes up as the same thing, Keith. O or no O at the end? That's the question. Because it comes up with the same way. So I don't know again which one is which. Oh, okay. So the Blair Witch thing, when it comes up, that's like Blair Witch Wild Boar when Frank said Javelina, whatever her name was. My girlfriend Javelina. Now my nose is itching. You said it twice, Charlie. Ooh. You know, that's a good one too. Here's the third one. I think by tomorrow we'll be at Wrangel Island and we'll unboard in secret. And they were like, disembark. You know what? That makes sense. And I believe now we're done with the comments. Down with the sickness. Yeah, see, that's a good edit. So you typed is Javelina problematic, and it typed in Blair Witch symbol is Wild the Boar problematic. That's why I don't use dashes anymore. I love M dashes. And I've been using them for 40 years. And guess what I'm not getting rid of? My M dashes. Sometimes the whole story is just M dashes. 5,000 word short story, M dashes. 100 word drabble, just all M dashes. At least the edits will be done quickly on this. I'm on page 50 of 81. Again, it's just like there's a film crew out here, Doctor. I did lowercase d, and they say no capital D because you're calling him by a title. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I always do that. Yes, Dr. Zhivago, for instance. Yeah, you don't want to use, you don't, what are we going to use words for? Just all going to get in trouble for it. Well, they learned it from, and I feel bad for the person. There's another guy who's now being accused of using AI for his book. He's actually going to be in Jacksonville, I think Sunday, at a bookstore. His new book came out, and now he's being accused, and he's saying, "There's no way I used AI in my stuff. I have all the original saved files, blah blah blah." But people don't want to hear it. They just want to witch hunt, and they want to feel better about themselves. Well, Peter, I have a lot of liquor in this house. I don't hardly ever drink it. Nick was drinking some libations. That's it. That's the edits. I literally just finished the edits on this. So let's do the accept all changes. Stop tracking. Let me finish now. Okay, save that. That was some good stuff. That Basil Hayden toast, Nick. Right? I say to Peter, because Peter he pours something, or he goes grabs a glass, puts some ice in it, and I say, you know what the nice thing to do, because we busted Peter's chops the whole weekend. You know what the nice thing to do? The host of the place, who spent $100 on that bottle of bourbon, maybe he would like some. And he's like, oh, okay. So he gets me this big, very tall glass, and he puts like 3 ice cubes in it, and then he starts pouring, and he's like 3/4 of the glass is full of. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you just put like a $70 pour into that glass. Then I had to pour some of mine into the other glass. It was still too much. I felt pretty good after that, but I'm like, man, you have a drinking problem. Nick does drink like a gentleman. He does. You're not trying those test tube samples. You know, we'll try them together. How about that, Nick? I mean, we won't let Peter pour them because he'll fill all of them. He'll take all of them and put them in one glass. That guy Lorraine has obviously never read a romance novel. Then, if I have enough empty ones, I can do the words complex. Then he actually uses those. You didn't realize that. Those are actually the things he uses from getting from the bourbon place. Oh, the spam just will not stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Mr. Spam. All right, so now let's send these guys. send these guys the. Okay. Let's attach it. Attach it like Molly Hatchet. All right, it's one thing off my list today now. Edit's done. Leave me alone, I'm a family. Yeah, I'm crazy about it. We went to bed at 10 o'clock at night every night of MondoCon. Got up at 7 o'clock. I mean, Pete got up at 8:45 every day, just in time to make a cup of coffee and get writing in. But yeah, I got no reading in. I did finish that Paul Tremblay short story collection. I did a video on it this morning. That'll be up later this afternoon. Lottie D. My son went to bed at midnight during MondoCon, which is bizarre for me, but the mental fatigue was more tiring than any physical labor, in a good way. Well, we watched some Shark Week shows, and then Sunday night we watched Naked and Afraid, Shipwrecked. And then 10 o'clock, we all just watched Nick, and he was like, well, go to bed, and then we all just went to bed. Whereas I don't know how Armand juggles reading so many things. I prefer to read one thing at a time, but I want to get to everyone all at once. Crazy, I know. I've always been like, my mother's like that though too. My mother, growing up, would have a book next to her chair and her ashtray, um, in the living room, and then she would have a book or two in her bedroom on her nightstand, and then we had like a magazine rack in the bathroom, both bathrooms, and she would have a book in each. And then she would have a book in the kitchen near the back door, and then she would go outside and sit on the deck by the pool and read. So she had several books open all the time. That's kind of where I learned to do it. Pete missed every clap. So yeah, every time somebody got up, we have the dry erase board, and you go up to the board, and when you have your day in, you put a check next to it. Everybody claps, and then here comes Pete running out from the bedroom clapping after the fact. Nick made the right call. Yeah. I was, especially Sunday night. I'm like sitting there going, "Come on, Nick." I kept looking. I'm like, oh, 10 more minutes, please, Nick. Don't be the night that you're going to stay up. Keith, I can read a short story collection along with a novel. That's as much as I will juggle. I mostly like to do a short story collection in print, a short story collection on my Kindle Fire, and then I'll either read a print novel or a novel on the Kindle Fire. But that's about as far as I can go with it, because then I can read a short story or two each night. I feel like I've accomplished something. But I go back and forth. I'm reading, and then of course I'm reading stuff that they're sending me, that they want a blurb on, or they just want an advanced review, something like that. So those kind of take the priority now. Like I'm reading that one I told you about, Tom, from Jordan Harper's Girlfriend, and it's basically it's a horror book. So far, I'm about probably about 20% done. I think it's pretty good, not bad. But they are the mom and the brother are cannibals, and they move from town to town because the brother keeps basically eating people. Not what I was expecting. Just I normally take my time reading short story collections. I'm in the middle of one of the best I've ever read. Started like 4 months ago and still not done. I guess I like to savor them. There you go. I usually have a physical novel I read around the house, at least one going on my Kindle. Then I'm always picking up short stories here and there, while looking each person in the eyes to figure out who was really clapping. Yeah, yeah, that was the other thing. Pete would come running out of the room just clapping, and then he'd look around, try to figure out who it was. Then he'd look at the board and try to remember who didn't have a check before. Was the book not your thing, Armin? It's okay. It isn't. Everyone has resist. It's still there, but the problem is I got 2 books in a row from publishers that they need things for, so it's still on there. It's just on my. I have the physical copy. I bought a physical copy, but I didn't open that. I did the. I also downloaded the from Kindle Unlimited. So I'm reading that version, but I just haven't read. I haven't read a lot of stuff that I started over the last couple of months. I'm really bad with that too. Like I'll pull up my Kindle, and I'll look and I'll be like, oh, I have 50% on it, 55% on Lorraine's book, and then 22% on this book, and 3% on. There's like 8 or 9 books there that I'm like, I got to get back to. Luckily for me as a reader, I can remember where I am, usually within a page or two, and I'm like, all right, I know these characters. I understand where we are. So it's not that it wasn't my thing. It's just I have other priority ones that have to be read first. That's what being important is all about. Tobias Wolff, he's the brother of Peter Wolf from the Jay Giles band, the singer, I believe. No, you're fine. No, it was you did not step over the line. You asked an honest question. Yeah. Frank says, don't be the new guy at MondoCon." Is right. We were we were picking on Pete. It was great, but he's so gullible when it comes to certain things. Like I make Monte Cristos, and I said, "Yeah, I'm like, who wants a Monte Cristo?" And everybody raised their hand. Okay, anybody just so I was like, ask if they just want French toast. Anybody just want French toast? And Pete's the only one. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take French toast." I said, "Well, guess what, Pete? You're getting a Monte Cristo." And he's like, "All right." Trey says, "I picked up Shakedown for the crime your Kindle a few months back, and I'm currently about 70% enjoying it." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've just got a couple of arcs from Grindhouse Press I'm going to review. It's almost the same thing. I was never offered and Montes or crystals. Yeah, and you know why. Next year, bring your own food. I said to Shelly, all Nick wanted was to eat the leftovers. I said, next year, don't make anything for him. Make the like the potato bar on Thursday night, and he can just eat potatoes and cheese and broccoli the rest of the weekend. He'll be fine. I did watch I watched two of the shark shows that I had taped yesterday, and both of them were like, I had to go through the rest of them. Plenty of shrimp I've could have eaten with next day's meal. Yeah, tonight I'm having shrimp and the smoked whiting, the smoked shrimp, smoked whiting, and I'm gonna throw that on some pasta. I believe I'll make some pasta. And that'll be what I have for dinner tonight. I ate the rest of the tuna today. Just so you know, Lorraine, tuna on what? Cinnamon raisin bagels. Yeah, I had the Monday night I ate the baked ziti. What was left of that? What else did I get? I wrote it down. Monday I did tuna, but on a croissant. Then I did baked ziti for dinner. I had a ham and salami and gabagool sandwich on Tuesday. And I did the taco leftovers as well last night. That zebra stripe gum was awful. That cinnamon raisin bagel with tuna. Potato bar was my favorite until pasta night, which was my favorite until meat night, which was my favorite until taco bar night. I still haven't tried it, but we'll have better. It better happen, Lorraine. But we're going to need a video on it. Do not draw a mustache on your face. We still have so much food here, and she gave away food, and Mike and Amanda both took food with them every night. Haas, don't get in the way of something that might be completely delicious to her. Don't knock it till you try it. It's the savory, the sweet of the cinnamon raisin bagel, the tuna taste. Oh, it's just wonderful. I put a little bit of I put it on a slice of Swiss cheese. Put the tuna on top of that, and then I put a couple of big chunks of little tomatoes and some lettuce. Needed more smoked ribs. Nick, that's not even funny, okay? Those ribs were delicious. Yeah, adventure writer Haas. But it's okay if there's a drop of mayo hanging. Oh, no. I put just enough mayo to clump it. There's something that is absolutely this. I've had a lot of people though over the years. They're like, "That's gross." Like people that I've worked with, and I'm like, "Just try it," and then they're like, "Fine, you buy it for me," and then I'm done. And then they're like, "This is I'm still eating this." Oh yeah, Nick is crazy with the garlic bread. I mean, ridiculous with his garlic bread. I don't like mayo, but the only I don't like mayo either. But I use the mayo in tuna to just enough to clump it, so that it doesn't just fall off the cinnamon raisin bagel. And you got to put the piece of cheese down because then it melts a little bit on the bottom, the bagel, and then also it covers up the hole so the tuna doesn't just fall out that way, just get everywhere. But then my wife gets Publix tuna salad for MondoCon, and it is a lot wetter than I'm used to, but I like it because it has all the little celeries and all the little pieces of things in it. So it's not bad at all. So I ate that this morning. Nobody's talking about the hot sauce. If you watch my video of how I survived MondoCon 2026 that I put out about 2 hours ago, I did talk about you and Tom trying to outburn each other's face off with the hot sauce. I love chicken salad. Maybe that would be a better fit for the cinnamon raisin bagel. I don't know. I don't like chicken salad, so I don't know. That I can't help you with. We did have chicken salad for MondoCon. I have some grapes and chicken salad. Charlie does not like chicken salad. Grapes? That's a weird thing. I don't eat chicken salad, but that's a weird thing. But I don't like cold cuts. I don't like chicken. I like turkey. I like ham. I like salami. Gabagoo. Yeah, Lorraine likes grapes and chicken salad. Keith. Tuna is chicken of the season. It's a fish, and I love seafood. Here's an idea for next year: cookies, like enough to feed all the. I've been eating cookies for 3 days, and I'm like, I think this is never ending. We literally finally got down to the bottom. My wife made like 200 chocolate chip cookies, just chocolate chip cookies, plus two other kinds of cookies. It was ridiculous. Taco bar was enhanced by hot sauce for you guys, I guess. I mean, you guys want to try all kinds of new things, knock yourself out. I go to the tried and true tuna on cinnamon raisin bagel, which I've been doing for about 40 some odd years. Haven't got to yet. It's got to breathe like it's doing yoga. Yeah, you got to yoga breathe. Yeah, and my wife my wife went to Monday while I was taking Pete to the airport. She went to her job and gave the ladies in the office um, some cookies. And I'm like, don't be giving away the chocolate chip cookies. Those are my favorite. She did, but I still got 4 billion left. You too, Mike? Yeah, Mike is very anti-grape. In fact, Mike had a shirt on that said, "I hate grapes." So that probably, yeah. I was into the oatmeal cookies and the blueberry lemon cookies. Also delicious. We still have some of those. Not a big fan of tuna either. How about putting some brisket on the bagel? You know what? That might work. I've basically, if you make a sandwich out of anything, if you can think of anything to put on a sandwich, I put it on a cinnamon raisin bagel. So I'll do the ham and cheese, ham salami, and all that. I do them on cinnamon raisin bagels, tuna on cinnamon raisin bagels, some hamburger. I'll put some cheeseburger on that. I'll put some sausage. I'll cut up some sausage links, put it on there. Literally, if you can put it on a slice of bread. I'll melt some cheese on there sometimes. Grapes and chicken salad, tuna on cinnamon, and I've lost my appetite. And Haas, you know what? You're probably secretly eating all of these things and loving it. A raisin is a retelling of a grape people, which is weird that Haas doesn't like it. He loves retellings. And then just throwing the bagel away and eating more brisket. Except baby octopus on a plate or sardines. Yeah, I can't eat those. Frank says, I like that I'd worked the cookie jar down halfway. Then when I woke up in the morning, the cookie jar was loaded like they were rabbit cookies. Yeah. Hamburger on a chocolate chip cookie. Delicious. There was it was a giant, like literally like this big, a cookie jar. And it was so packed. She packed it to the top, and she also had other cookies that were just waiting to go in there. We had to eat more. By the time you got to the cookies on the bottom, like the bottom fifth of that, there was like 6 or 7 cookies just mashed together. The weight of all the cookies on top had made them into giant, thick bars of chocolate chip cookies. Delicious. Some pre-frozen. You're not supposed to freeze the magic show. Mike says, I love grapes, just not in the context you place them in. But to each their own, exactly. Grapes should be eaten off the vine only. I always like to just lie down nude and have various naked women feed me my grapes. And I say, feed me my grapes. You know, though, I'm going to go get some cookies right now. Oh, it's after 1 o'clock. You know what? I'm not going to give cookies. I'm just going to end this. I will not be on tomorrow. Watch my How I Survived MondoCon 2026 video I put up today. I'll have a Paul Tremblay book review up probably tonight. I'm going to do a walk and talk tomorrow, and I will see everybody here on Friday. And that will be it. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. Haas, enjoy tuna on a cinnamon raisin bagel. I know damn well you're going to try it, and then you're going to talk about it as if it was a retelling.